It's just you and me. Ah, there we go. Good morning, everybody. As we are having people slowly sign on, anybody have any questions about anything? No questions? Okay. All right, just waiting a couple minutes to let everybody jump on, and then we'll jump into today. What I'm going to do, today we're going to go over is what's available to you in AllstarsConnect. So I know that most people use it. I don't know that everybody does. So we're going to go over things that are available to AllstarsConnect. Now you can use that to help you in your business. So just want to wait a couple minutes for people to jump on. Again, while we're waiting, does anybody have any questions about anything? No? No? All right. Enjoy spending some time on MTV reality shows this week. All right. Well, we will start. And again, this is recorded, so anybody that comes in late, I can send them a link to this so they can catch up. All right. So let me share my screen. Let me share my screen here. That. So you guys should be looking at my dashboard for AllstarsConnect right now. My dashboard's going to look a little bit different than yours, but mainly the same items. Make sure everybody's muted here. All right, there we go. All right, so we're going to start from the beginning, and we're going to go through so you guys are aware of what's here and how you can use it. So first off, the first thing we're going to look at is the company info. So if you guys have ever requested a W-9 from us, if you've ever requested a W-9, if you've ever requested like what our tax ID number is, what our HUD information is, the copy of the E&O policy, those things, they're all right here under company information. So as you can see, it has a copy of it has the BRE license number for the office. So if you guys don't know that, here's where you can find it. Has the expiration date for that. This is our HUD number, right? So if you want to register for the HUD website so that you can bid on HUD homes, right? And that's a different training. We're gonna that's there. That's the CNTRY 23512. Our tax ID number 95 right there. So if you ever need that, you need that for referral agreements, right? So when you're filling out a referral agreement, you make that referral, you need the tax ID number for us, and that's where you can get it. If you need copies of our E&O, our workers' comp or liability insurance, or the W-9, if you click on that box, it will come up, and that's our most current, and you can download, print that, email that, whatever it is that you need to do. Same thing with the E&O policy. If you need it, it's there. If you want the workers' compensation policy, that's there also. So you can get all of that stuff there. That's the company info. Don't worry about this. This thing needs to be updated, but here is the current rankings. Like what Richard shares at the sales meetings, where we rank nationally and regionally. They have it regional, still it's the state now. So those are the national numbers there at the bottom. So that's the company info. Okay. Questions about company info? Anybody ever had trouble getting that stuff? It's there, right? If you can't get a hold of one of us and you need a W-9, it's there. If you need a copy of the E&O insurance and you can't get a hold of one of us, it's there. So the information you need, you're always going to go right there. Okay, next up, this would be your profile. And when you go into your profile, it'll have your information, your address, your license number, your phone number, right? It has all that stuff. There are certain things that you are able to edit and other things that you can't. So if by chance the phone number or the email address or something that shows in there, you can update that. Okay. Just so you can see also, this is the entire roster. I jumped ahead so that you can see the profiles. When you go into somebody's profile, it'll have their information, their email address. There's a short version there, but you have everybody there, which I know we're a big office and we don't always know everybody except for the people next to us that we work with. So you can always click on the roster and get an idea visually who that person is, or have all their contact information so that you can speak with them if you need to. All right, so let's look at messaging, which I think all of you guys are familiar with. You get the messages from us. One thing I want to tell you is I know some of you may have yesterday gotten a text from Joe asking for your help to text him back. Please disregard those text messages. I mean, it seems like common sense that we would all know that Joe doesn't need you guys to go buy gift cards or anything for him. So, but just be aware of the text messages that you're going to get from us, right? Also, reminder, you can't see other people's personal information, so don't worry about that. Ours obviously is a little bit different because we're management, so I apologize for that. But no, you can't see anybody's personal information other than your own. Okay, so let's look at the messaging. So the messaging here gives you an opportunity to communicate directly with all the agents in the office via text or email or both at the same time. And I know that you guys sometimes feel like we text too much, but it's the easiest way to keep in contact with all of you, especially because we're such a big office and right now people aren't always working in the office, so we can't have those conversations with you face to face. It's the easiest way for us to stay in touch with you, so bear with us with the amount of text messages and emails that you get from us. But if there was if you need to communicate with the agents, and I'm sure you guys have seen these emails and text messages in the past, you need to communicate with the agents. This is a way for you to do that, to let them know that you have a new listing or you have a buyer or you have somebody looking for rental units, because you've all seen those emails and text. Well, this is how you do it if you didn't know how to do it in the past. So there's a couple ways. You can start typing names if there's specific people that you want to send the information to, right? You can type in those people's names, as you can see there. Or if I want to send to everybody, I can go into the address book, and the address book pops up and I can select all of the contacts that are in there. That's everybody if I want to send it to, okay? I can select all, I can go in, I can take people out, I can add specific people in. I can create a group, right? See, so I have some groups here, but you can create groups. So for example, when we've had the contests in the past and people were team captains, or you wanted to communicate with a specific group, like maybe you guys have the book club, right? Those of you in the book club, or mastermind group that you've created. You can create a group. You can create a group based on the people that you choose here. So if I wanted to create a group with Abel and oh, I can do it here too. So if I want to create a group, I go through and I can click on any of the names that I want to put in the group. I save the group name, right? I save it. And now when I want to send messages just to the people in my group, when I go to address book, I click on my groups and I pick which one of the groups I want. So that was our March Madness. And if you look over here on the side, it's going to check off. It's supposed to. Let's see. Let's select that group. Let's go back again. Sorry. Address book, groups. Let's do this one. There. Okay. So now I've got that group. When I select that group, all those names go in there. And I can communicate just with those people, okay? I can do emails, I can do text messages, either or together, right? So if I only want to do text, I can do text. If I only want to do email, I can do email. The text obviously is limited to 140 characters, so that's why you guys see those text messages at end, and there's a link to click to go into AllstarsConnect to read the rest of the message. You can import photos. You can import photos right into the email, right? So if I choose a photograph that I want to put in there, I can embed it right into my email. On the text message, they'll see it as an attachment when they click on the link any day now. So if I want to do, let's see, like for instance, we'll use this, and it'll embed that image. I can adjust the size of the image. Should do it prior to putting it in there. Make sure the image is going to be small, but this will give you an idea. This is going to take up most of the email, but you can embed images in there. You can attach files. So if I want to share something with you guys, I could attach files to that, PDFs and other images, and those will go along with the emails. Okay. So you have to put a subject in. Now, one of the things that's good too is I could do a send later. So if I didn't want to send my message out today, I wanted to send it out tomorrow or maybe on Friday, but I was thinking about it, I can schedule when I want to send out the message, right? So I could say, I want to send it out on the 22nd, or I want to send it out tomorrow. And then I can pick which time I want to send it tomorrow. So I send it tomorrow at 10 a.m. And when I hit send to those people, it'll already be scheduled to send it out to them tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. So I don't have to think about it. So you can schedule those things. And when you do that, you can actually look and see, you'll have a list of any of your messages that are scheduled to go out at a later date, okay, if you don't want to send it immediately. Questions about messaging? Now, this is only for agents in here, so if you select all, it's only going to be the people in here. You can't add people to this. It's not going to go to outside folks, but this is how an easy way for you to communicate with everybody in the office. So no questions about how that works. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's writing an email basically, and we all know how to do that. So I think the one thing that most people didn't know about was the ability to create groups, right? So if you guys have some accountability groups or a mastermind group, or those of you guys in the book club, or even those of you that are in Toastmasters, you can create specific groups to send those messages. And I think that maybe starts to cut down on sending all those mass messages, because you can target a very specific group of people.
Kyle,
Virginia, yes.
Yeah, just really quick. So, we use GroupMe for a lot of our communication. I guess maybe the only difference here is that you can do attachments, right? So yes. Like the agenda for the Toastmasters, this would be a good spot for it, because usually I have to convert it into an image to get it in GroupMe.
Right, and this way you could just attach it as a PDF or whatever you have it saved as, and send it out as an email and a text, and they'd be able to get it.
Right, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, guys, any other questions? All right, let's go back to the dashboard. So that's messaging, right? That's our way to stay in communication. Now, when we start talking to a client and we start looking at how we can leverage some of these things, the communication part of this, the messaging, if I'm on a listing appointment, virtually or otherwise at this point, and I bring up AllstarsConnect and I say, by the way, what I'm going to do right now is, while I'm talking to you, I'm going to send out a message to all of the agents that tells them, hey, I have an opportunity on a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I'm not going to give them your address, but I have an opportunity on a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in the city of Pico at this price, and I'm going to send it out. Please, we need to sell this quickly. And I send it out. You're probably going to get some responses. It takes about 10, 15 minutes for those texts to go out, sometimes 10 minutes usually, but you send it out, and probably at some point before that listing appointment is over, you're going to get responses. And we could start showing them, this is how I can communicate with all of these agents in my office immediately, like this. And they already know about your property being on the market before it even hits the market. It gives us an opportunity to sell your house faster, right? Because I can communicate fast with everybody. Okay, so let's move on. We're gonna skip the calendar because we haven't updated it because of everything that's been going on. We've been doing everything on short term, week by week on the updates of our calendar. So let's go to marketing. In the marketing section, you have the ability to create flyers and some email templates, right? So we have email templates that are here that you could use that are, generic things like special occasions, about a property, and a thank you. So you can see what those look like. You put your text in there and your headline, what you want. You can edit it, you save it, you use it, and what it does is just creates a picture for you to download. This one doesn't get sent out, but it creates a picture for you to download and use if you want to use that for any kind of marketing. Let's go back here. Sorry. We'll go back. All right. The flyers, though, let me go back here. We're going to look at the flyers. right? We have an ability to create flyers here. So there's single picture, multiple pictures. There's just with the information about the property, right? Just the details. And then there's the multiple pictures and the single picture with a description, with a written description. And then there's a 6 listing flyer for a market update that you guys can create, okay? So let's look at, first off, let's just look at the single picture, okay? Just listed. Anybody want to give me a property address to create a flyer for? Now we have choices. If you look up here at the top, you can do just listed, just sold, open house, coming soon, or price reduction. You can make a choice. So if you're making a, doing one for an open house, or you're doing one for just listed, you can pick what that title is and change a little bit the design of it. So anybody have a listing that they want to put? We can look what the flyer looks like. Okay, let's go. Sylvia's got it first. She's in there with 9349 Hasty. So we put 9349 Hasty. And thank you, Sylvia, for the MLS number. And that is in Downey. The zip code on that one, what is that? 90240. I'm just guessing. Yeah, look at that. And number of bedrooms, Sylvia? All right, well, let's just, doesn't matter. This is stuff I put in anyway. Square foot, we'll just say it's 1,500. Lot size, let's say it's 6,000. Okay, and the price, oh, it's 3 and 3. That was close. 1909, and the price is 735,000. Okay, now I can upload my own pictures, right? If I have the pictures on my desktop or on my computer that I want to use, I can click and upload those. Or because she gave me the MLS number, I can put in the MLS number 923, and I can select the pictures from that MLS ID. I can choose what I want to be the main picture, right? I can pick this one as the main picture, and it'll start there. Let's see if it works. Or I can even do with that MLS, I can just have it pick. It's a single picture, this flyer, so it's just gonna pick the first picture that shows up. Okay. Now that I have that, I can start adding features to the property. I can start adding features in there, right? So we already know what it is. It's 3 beds, 3 bedrooms, right? So I'm not gonna put a whole bunch of text. I just want you guys to see, la la la. We put that in there. We hit save. And in a matter of moments, it will create a flyer for you guys. And then once we have the flyer created, I'm going to show you how you could use it besides just printing it, what we could do with it, because we have other options too when we get those flyers. We have those flyers created. This technology is working at the speed of light right now. Okay, so here's the flyer that we just created for Hasty, okay? I can select that flyer and I can send that flyer to selected agents. I can click this button and send it to all agents. If I click this, it says send to printing. It's gonna send that to Brianna for her to make your flyers for you when she creates the flyers, so she can print those flyers for you. Or I can even take that and post it on Facebook. When I go to state, you have to be set up. We have your account linked. I don't have my account linked. But when you have your account linked on there, you can post that directly to Facebook. So that when you see the Facebook ad, it'll go in as a photograph, as a JPEG, and you can put your information for that flyer. Now, when I send this out from here, if I send it to all agents or I send it to selected agents, what you want to do is make sure you do not check this box. if I check that box for text notice, every time when I send it out, every time one of you guys opens it, I'm going to get a text message that you opened it. That's the last thing you want, right? If you send it out to 300 people and 300 people open it, you're going to get 300 text messages back. So make sure that's not checked. Now, if I just want to download it to do what I need to do with it, then I have two choices. I have a PDF version that I can click on to download for print, right? And here's what the flyer looks like. It has your information, your license number, your email address, your website. It has a picture of the house, and it has your description that you have in there. So I have that ability to either download this and print it as a PDF, or I can get it as a JPEG. I can get it as an image. So if I want to use it for something else, right? I want to post it on Facebook or Instagram or whatever I'm using it for. It creates an image so I can do that. Hold on a second. I'm going to be on this class for a while. Yeah. So you can have two choices. Now, when I look at this, I can look at everybody's flyers. You're only going to be able to see the flyers that you created on your listings, and you can go back to any of them and you can download the PDF or the JPEG. Okay. But the nice thing to do is, the nice thing about this is that I can just, from here, when I create the flyer, I can click on this and send that to everybody, right? It takes me into messaging and puts the information that was in there, the address, the bedroom, bathroom count, the price, and my name, so that I can send it on there. So you have the ability to there, and you'll be able to see when people click on it. When I send it to people, you'll be able to see. Okay. And let's see, let me go back again to the create a flyer. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, Virginia, these are the only templates that are available right now. Like these are the ones that you can choose from. You have the single picture or the multiple picture with just the details of the property, or you have single or multiple picture with like a description that you guys have written, or you have the 6 listing market update flyer. Those are the only ones that are available through that one right through here now. Okay. So again, sometimes we want to create flyers last minute. You have the ability to do that right here. You have the ability to send that out. You have the ability to post it onto your Facebook directly from here. Okay, so questions about the marketing. Questions about those. Besides, Virginia had a great question when she was asking about if there was any other templates, but those are the only ones we have right now, which again, this is not meant to be your only way to market. It's just supposed to be a quick way for you to be able to get access to creating a flyer or to market the property. All right, any other questions about the marketing stuff? Okay, all right, this little speed gas gauge, whatever you want to call it, that's a countdown to your license expiration. So based on the time that we put in there, that's how many days you have until your license expires, just so you have a visual representation, because I think some of us forget, like I did until about a week and a half ago when I got a letter that said, hey, your license is going to expire, and I forgot all about it. So it's a good way to look at that, to know that, hey, I'm running out of time, right? These two things, production and management reports, those are only on our dashboard. The roster we looked at already, right, which you guys have access to. You can look at everybody on the roster. It doesn't show your personal information to anybody else but you, but it's an easy way to find somebody's number and contact them if you need to, and to put a face to the name, because again, we don't get to meet everybody. The library. Now, the library is where you're going to find a lot of the stuff that you're going to use throughout going through business. And like, you need pictures, you need logos, you need anything that we create or use in a meeting, we usually have in here. Sometimes obviously things get missed, but most of the stuff that we show you in meetings is here. We have things broken down. So for cities that require a business license, there's already a list right here. If you click on this little scrolling list, it'll show you, you can get a copy of all of the business licenses for the office, right? So when you guys go to Compton for the first time and you have to get your business license, you need to take ours with you. Well, there it is right here. You can click on it, and there it is. You can download it, or you can have it on your phone, and you can show them a copy of the business license. So it's there. All the business licenses are there. The listing presentation, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. I want to wait and hold off on that, because I want to kind of go through the listing presentation, especially since we're talking about virtual, on how you can use this listing presentation virtually. The market share statistics, I'm way behind on that, and I apologize, but this is where they'll be when I make those reports for you guys, when I do the presentations on the Friday meetings. This is where they're supposed to go, and I apologize. I have been lax on that. Marketing, this is some of the stuff that we've created, so you can look at it, like that virtual marketing piece that I created way back in May that I was for you guys to use. Some of you did take advantage of it and use it, but here's that for us, so you can see what it looks like. You click on it so you can see it, right? So this is just a thing for us to put out there that we can do everything virtually for our clients, right, while we were dealing with this. We went back here. Let's go back to marketing. Oh, now it doesn't want to refresh. Oh, here we go. There we go. Let's go back to the marketing stuff. We can click on just images right here. I don't know why there's nothing in it. Let's go back again. Sorry, guys. Okay, there's one of our logos right there. That's the company photo from out in front of the offices. Here's the 2019 top 10 offices. So how we finished at the end of 2019. You guys have seen those things. Joe's used those, so they're there. So our office forms, like stuff that we need, like here is a list of that was updated in June. If you guys ever have a question about what cities require a pre-sale inspection, here's a list of them right here. The coronavirus addendum, you guys get that from Zip Forms. I put this in there before it was uploaded to Zip Forms. This is an older version. There's the exclusion, the SELM is in there, or the form from the CRMLS is there. The 9A report application is in there, certificate of compliance application. And there should be an open escrow sheet down here and a trust ledger, right? So any of those forms we use, like open escrow sheets, because I know we're not coming into the office a lot. And when we send stuff to the TCs, we want stuff to be processed as soon as possible. And I know some of you have been getting those emails that are requiring you, that are asking you for a open escrow sheet. Well, here's one. You can find it. If you don't have it, you can download it right here, fill it out, and email it in with your information for your new open escrow. Okay. The office meeting presentations, that's like the stuff that Joe does, right? The profit and loss statements and things like that. Sales, these are things that, I don't know, some of the stuff got mixed up, but instead of with scripts, they're in here. You have scripts, videos and stuff. So we have a couple, we have to do some housekeeping on this now that I look at this. So you have some objection handlers, and then the thank you templates. These are just pictures, again, the checking in. These are stuff that Joe has done in the past. But when we go through trainings, if there's anything that's like that content, like reports or pictures or things like that, you're gonna be able to find those in the library. Now, when you first just go to the library, everything is there. You don't have, you can just go through and find what you're looking for. But everything should always be there. Again, like I said, I'm a little behind schedule on getting my stuff in there, and I'll fix that for you guys. Questions about the library? No? All right. The expireds that Maria sends out to you guys every day, if you don't get the email or lose the email or delete the email, those expireds, sorry, it's taking a little bit of time. Those expired should be right here also. You can go back if you want to go back to older ones that maybe you don't have anymore. You can go back to those expired lists that she sends out to you. So see, here's the expired for August 12th, 11th, 10th. So you can go back and back and back and back and back and look for any of those old lists that Maria has sent out. So if by chance you don't get the email one day, check back in here later in the day and those expired should be uploaded for you. Signs up and down. Again, I know a lot of you guys aren't coming into the office. I know you email Jenny a lot, but you could do a sign order and send in your listing agreement to Jenny right from here. I want to get my sign put up. The pole and the sign, right? If you qualify for Fine Homes and Estates, that'll be there for you to choose. Is there a personal sign, right? The property address, I'm going to put all the information in there, and then I'm going to upload my listing agreement, and I'm going to send that. Once I hit save on this, it's going to send the email to Jenny, and Jenny's going to have your sign up order and a copy of your listing agreement. You can order them down. You can have one fixed if there's a problem with it, and everybody's name should be here. So you just search for yourself, and you should be able to put your name in if you have a personal sign. Okay. So again, I know that not all of us are coming in. I know we do emails, but you can also do it through this system, right? Because AllstarsConnect works on your phone the same way. So if you have that stuff, if you have the ability to, you can do all your orders from there. The trust ledger, I know that the majority of us are no longer accepting checks, right? We're not taking a deposit check when we write offers anymore. But if we were taking a deposit check, obviously that has to be logged into the trust ledger. And let's see if it's working. I think it's down right now, so I apologize for that. You guys might not even have that on your dashboard. The customer feedback and the TV stuff, that's mine. You guys don't have that. New would be when we're adding somebody, and then you guys don't have that either. These links right here, Allstars website, corporate website, CRMLS, and email, they take you directly to those places, right? So for those of you who aren't using the Allstars email, or use it but it's only on your phone because you don't know how to get to it from your computer, right? You don't remember your user or your password, you can click on that, or you don't remember the website address, you can click on that and it will take you to the Allstars email if you don't remember the address. This takes you to the company Facebook page. So it takes you right to the office Facebook page. This takes you to the company Instagram, right, which is under Joe's name. And if you want to go to CRMLS, this takes you to CRMLS. So you can go to the dashboard login. So again, it has the ability to kind of be a starting point because it has access to all of those places. Okay, so questions about where you access things and how you find them. And then next, what I want to do is I want to go over the listing presentation with you guys. So any questions right now? Okay. All right. So I'm going to go back to the library. Actually, what I wanted to do is
Kyle.
for you guys. Yes, Angel.
What's dashboard? The Dash app?
I'm sorry.
The
Dash is not an app. It's the back office system for Century 21.
Hmm?
And so that's where we input all the data. We input your listings and your sales and all your information. That's where all of that stuff is held.
Okay.
So it's reporting for, I don't know why I didn't go. It's just the reporting for Century 21 for corporate. So let's go back to the library, and we're going to go to listing presentation. Okay, so here is our updated listing presentation with data from 2019, right? And I do that at the beginning of each year, so I use the data that came from the year prior. So there's a couple different ones. There's a PowerPoint presentation, there's a keynote presentation, and there's a PDF presentation, okay? So if I want to print it, then I would open the PDF presentation. And this is what the PDF presentation looks like. It's 8.5 by 11. It's information about the office, okay? I want to go over the keynote and the PowerPoint ones for you. If you have if wants to go to listing presentation again. If you have a Windows PC or laptop or a Surface, you're going to want to use the PowerPoint presentation. If you have a Mac product or an Apple product, right, a MacBook or an iPad that you're doing your presentations on, you're going to want to use the Keynote version. And Keynote and PowerPoint are, they're the same type of tool. They're a presentation tool. So what I did is I took that PDF version that I showed you and I created a Keynote version of it. And see if we can get that real quick. All right, let's open that up. And so here's an opportunity for me to have a prepackaged presentation that I can use on virtual presentations, on virtual listing presentations, because I already have it set up as a presentation. And I want to show you guys as soon as it opens. But what's nice is for those of you guys that don't already have a listing presentation, and I know a lot of you that are, you know, established, you have listing presentations that you use already. You need to convert that into to have the ability to do this as a virtual presentation, right? Because sometimes we're not going to have that print version available to us. If you don't have a listing presentation you already use, here's an opportunity here's an opportunity that the office has created for you, that you can leverage the office information to have a listing presentation. So let's see if we can show you guys this presentation. All right, so you guys should be seeing the first page of that, which is the Century 21 All-Stars Marketing Plan of Action. Again, if you don't have your own, this is just an option. All right. So next, it's a letter from Joe. Hey, my name is Joe. I'm the CEO of Century 21 All-Stars. I appreciate the opportunity you've offered our organization. This presentation will provide you with a clear and concise view of Century 21 All-Stars, agents to maximize your home's value. Look, this is just Joe thanking them for having you go on the listing presentation. If you don't want to have this slide in your presentation, it's okay. You can take it out, right? It's a keynote, or it's a PowerPoint just like any other. You guys can edit it. You can't edit the actual slide, but you can remove a slide or add slides, okay? Next up, just again, information about the office. Century All-Stars has been recognized as the #1 office in California and #2 office in the nation for the Century 21 system, which is the case for the 2019. This is us in comparison. For the last 3 years, Century All-Stars has beaten the MLS average for days on market for listings sold by more than a week. Century 21 All-Stars helping you achieve your goals faster, right? So again, when you're going on a presentation, a seller is going to ask, they have 3 questions that you need to answer to get your presentation, to get your offer, to have them list your property, list their property. How fast, how much, and at what cost? So here we're showing them on average, our office sells homes faster than everybody else in the MLS. Now we're going to show them that on average, for the last 3 years, we've sold our homes, our listings have sold for more than what the MLS sells for. Okay. So again, if I don't have the history to be able to show a seller what I can do for them personally, or how it's a benefit to hire me personally because I'm newer and I don't have that production behind me, I use the office. I leverage the office by showing them what our office has done and how that can help propel them to selling their home faster and for more money. Okay. Next up, a powerful web presence, where we show up. Look, 92% of home buyers use the internet to search for their new home. That's why a powerful web presence is a necessity. Century21.com receives more than 3 million visitors every month, giving your home tremendous exposure. In addition, we feature your homes on the internet's most visited websites. Obviously, the internet is the place to be. Century All-Stars gives you a powerful presence. This now talks about what we talked about last week, which is the unique property website. So we can tell them that we're going to create a website just specifically for their home to help exposure on their home. More exposure means more chances of buyers' eyes seeing it and better offers. Here's a copy of what the Golden Ruler report is going to look like, which we talked about last week. So you can show them this is how we're going to communicate with you. So you can get a report every week to see how your home is doing on the internet, how many views it's getting. Okay. Now we're going to go into the marketing plan. This is what we're going to do for you. First off, we're going to notify all of our agents in the office via text and email, something we talked about earlier when I'm on the presentation, actually sending the text while I'm there to see if I can get some responses. Take high quality photos of your property for your marketing purposes. Look, I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you're not hiring a professional photographer for your listings, you're putting yourself behind, because especially right now with everything being being virtual, this is the biggest opportunity you're going to have to market this home is going to be online. And if your pictures are subpar, it's going to hurt your ability to sell this property without having the amount of showings that we were having in the past where people get to see it. So I think it's really imperative right now that you guys are doing really high end. I mean, look, you don't need to spend thousands of dollars, obviously, but if you can spend $150, $200 and have a professional take the pictures instead of you guys do it, or take it with your iPhones, I think you're going to be much better. Submit to the MLS, present our listing at the weekly sales meeting, which we do. And obviously we can't do it in person like we used to, but we're still presenting, and still there's 100 eyes on your listing on a Friday meeting to help get it sold. We're going to place the company yard sign and sign with a flyer box. We're going to create custom marketing, right? We went over that custom marketing already, what we have the ability to do. We're going to submit your listings to century29.com, allstars.com, and 500 partner real estate sites. We're going to attach a key safe lockbox for the front door for maximum exposure, right? To be able to show the property easily without appointments, which is different now, right? Because we're doing a lot of virtual stuff. We're going to personally market your home to your neighbors to generate potential buyer for your home, which we're still going to do, right? We're going to pick up the phone. We're going to make phone calls. We're going to send mailers. We're going to do all of our same marketing that we've been doing. We're going to plan strategic open houses for maximum exposure of your home. Now, you can still plan a strategic open house. It's just going to be a virtual open house, okay? Consistent communication to keep you informed in the entire sales process. Again, if I promise that I'm going to communicate with you as a seller, I got to keep up that promise and continue to communicate. So communication is going to be huge for you guys, and that's part of the reason why Golden Ruler and the other things that we do help you to stay in communication with your sellers. Next up is we're going to start talking, we're going to start leading towards pricing, because at the end of this little presentation is when I'm going to bring out the CMA and we're going to start talking about the pricing. So the right price is important. The property generates the most interest when it first hits the market. The number of showings is greatest during this time if home is priced properly. Starting too high and dropping the price later misses the excitement and fails to generate strong activity. Many homes that start high end up selling below market value. And then there's a little chart that shows, right, asking price in relation to market value and the percent of potential buyers who will look at the property. And if we look at this thing, we look at right here, if we get into market value or 10% above or 10% below is where we're going to get our biggest numbers of people actually putting their eyes on the property, because they're going to be excited about it when it first hits the market. So this is just a little visual representation of how pricing may affect the exposure and the marketability of your properties. And then we're going to tell them, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go over the CMA next. We're going to determine the listing price that works for you. We're going to sign the listing agreement and the disclosures, and then we're going to get started on the marketing plan. And that's it. That's the straightforward one. But like I said, if you guys want to add slides, like instead of this letter or in cooperation with the letter, you want to add a slide that has all of your testimonials from your past clients, right? Or if you want to have letters, or you want to put information about where you've sold homes or the number of homes you've sold, or maybe after we go through these slides of time on market and percent of list price to sales price, if your numbers mirror that or even better than that, because some of you are, then you can put that in there. Hey, this is what my company does, but guess what? On top of my company performing at that high level, here's the information for me. And I can put that in another slide because I can add slides to this. So remember, I can't edit each individual slide, but I can create new slides to put in between if I want to add information, okay? And here is, like I said, this is just a basic one for those of you guys that don't have something already put together, but it's easy to use. You can go through it. It shows the benefit of the office, the value of the office, and then it allows you to just move naturally into talking about price. But those of you guys that have your own listing presentation, I'm not saying to leave it. Just make sure that you've created a version of the listing presentation that you were doing in person, that you have the ability to show them virtually, right? Because that wasn't difficult, right? To go through and explain and read. And I'm not going to read that when I go on my listing presentation. I'm going to do my presentation and have my script that goes along with it. But being able to show it like that, one of the things that's going to be really important to you guys probably too is trying to do these presentations. If you're going to do them virtually, try to do them from the office. If you have two screens, it makes things a lot easier. If you have two monitors to do your virtual presentations, it makes things much, much easier because you can multitask a little bit. You can do it with one monitor. It's fine. You can do it. But I think being in the office, setting yourself up for a more professional environment to do it instead of being at home, being on camera, going through the documents, being able to share documents with people, this kind of stuff is going to make it a lot easier and maybe hopefully make you guys feel more comfortable with the idea of virtual presentations. So this was AllstarsConnect that we went through and where you can find stuff and how you can use it. And again, I will email this link to this video for everybody that didn't start from the beginning or that missed stuff or that wants to rewatch it. But next week, what we're going to do is we're going to go over the digital signatures that come from zip forms, so that you guys don't feel intimidated about adding documents or putting things in that don't come straight out, right? Because you have stuff that needs to be signed that didn't come straight out of zip forms. And so I'm going to show you how to create your transaction in zip forms, set it up for electronic signatures, and how to upload other PDFs that need to be signed in accordance with your transaction. We're going to do that. And then I'm going to show you guys how to set up a Zoom meeting. We're going to set up a Zoom meeting, like how to get your account set up, how to schedule meetings, the right kind of settings to have for your meetings. And we're going to go from there, because I want to try to make sure that you guys are prepared to be able to do these things virtually, because I think this is going to be our norm for a while. And the ability for you guys to be able to do this is going to set you apart from everybody else. If we keep relying on only face-to-face, and I'm not saying face-to-face is going anywhere, because it's not. We're going to continue to do face-to-face. But if our business is solely reliant on being face-to-face with somebody, we're getting to a position where we're going to the market and other realtors who are changing with times, they're going to outpace us, and it's going to put us really in a position where we're behind the 8 ball. So I want to try to help you guys as much as possible to feel comfortable with your ability to communicate with people this way and do presentations, not only with sellers, but with buyers this way, right? Because we can do that. So do you guys have any questions about stuff we talked about, or anything else that we've talked about in the past? Any questions? All right. So if there are no questions, our class went a little quick today. But like I said, I will email. So if you guys want a copy of this, just email me if you came late, or if you still want to review it, just send me an email so I can shoot you back the link when the link is ready, when the video is ready, so you guys can go over this again. If you have questions about AllstarsConnect, you have questions about the listing presentation, you guys can always come and see me too, or shoot me a text or whatever the case is. I hope this was helpful. And I think probably next week, the things we're going to cover with Zoom and digital signatures is going to help you feel a little bit more comfortable. At least that's my hope for that. So thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. You guys all stay safe and healthy. Okay.
Thank you, Kyle.